Hello, it's Jim Powers. Welcome to KAPiZoom 2024, and this is a informal gathering of kite aerial photographers from around the world. It was a Zoom session that was held in early February 2024, and the session was recorded, and in a few seconds we're going to jump right in and you'll listen into the recording. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. It runs for about 2 hours. We go ahead and get started. Welcome to the KAPiZoom 2024. I'm wearing my Fano hat that I picked up in Fano from 2022. It hides my bald head, so that's what I'm doing here. But I'd like to welcome everyone to the KAPiZoom 2024, and I'll just start with the introductions. Actually, I'm going to start with all the guests. So let's start with our famous iPhone 9 person. Can you just introduce yourself?
When you mean me, I'm Rick Simons.
Go ahead.
I'm from Holland, from the Netherlands, and I fly since all my life. And the first kite aerial experiments in the 80s, and I have a lot of stuff. I had a kite museum here in Holland, so there is a lot of kites and knowledge over here. And we were on Fano too this year. Yes.
All right, welcome. Yeah, and everyone can, if you can just introduce your name, kind of where are you geographically, and maybe a little bit of I got one more person joining. A little bit about yourself. And why don't we go next to I'll just jump around, put people on the spot here. Why don't we go Hamish?
Hi, I'm Hamish Fenton from near Oxford in England. I've been capping since 2008, and I try and get out fairly regularly. Been out capping once this year down in Portsmouth on the south coast of the UK. But suddenly cut my cap section short when I spotted a helipad on the top of a nearby hospital building.
Yep, that will get your blood flowing, especially if there's a helicopter in nearby.
Yeah.
All right, why don't we go to Peter next?
Well, good evening, everybody. I'm Peter van Erkel, normally located in Amsterdam, Netherlands, but today in Leverkusen in Germany. I've been camping since a long time, started 81 with the first usable pictures, and then I started a kind of life path. So started with autocap with rotation, autocap rotation, tilt, then RC rotation, tilt, then with video control, that was all analog. Then we went to digital, we went to full control with video control. And then after KAPi Net, so 2010, I started to play with AutoCap. And AutoCap, I built some very nice small rigs, which I used at KAPi France in 2015. And the year after that, I took the first pictures using an iPhone. And I made a very small compact system for an iPhone. And to be honest, I'm back at the beginning. It's back to AutoCap again. With the difference that now with digital cameras, it's so easy, it's so comfortable. You have your picture directly on the phone, you can directly send to friends, and you get spoiled and got used to it. And it's also a means of showing to people how easy it actually is to take aerial pictures.
Yeah, that's a good point. All right, good. Thank you, Peter. Let's go to Michelle. And you have to unmute yourself. There you go. You muted again. Okay, say something.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. So Michel, I'm currently located in Milano, Italy, coming from Normandy. So I am in a transition. I'm keeping from, I would say, since 2003, seriously. And I'm now dedicated to Wi-Fi connection for capping. and using mostly delta kites.
All right, good. Thank you. Welcome. How about Dave next? Mitchell.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
I'm here under false pretenses because although I run the CAP forum, I have not done any CAP for well over a year, and I put it down largely to tiredness. I had prostate cancer and a load of radiotherapy and things like that, which somehow just made me lose that. I haven't lost the will to live, but I've lost the will to exercise, and so I haven't flown a kite for over a year, which is very sad. But maybe I can force myself to do it. Anyway, I've been capping since, like Michelle, since about 2003. We moved from London to Devon, and our house was impossible to photograph from the ground. And I discovered Chris Benton's site and built myself a very simple rig and started taking pictures. And I've built lots of rigs since then, including video these days. As I said, I've found it very difficult to even to get outside. And things are not helped by the fact that my wife has severe memory problems and my daughter has just had cancer as well. So lots of other things to worry about.
A tough patch. Well, thank you for joining, and hopefully this will help motivate you to put a kite in the air.
Yeah, let's hope so.
For all of us. All right, thank you, Dave. Let's go to Pierre.
Yeah, this is
And for
Pierre.
those that are just joining us, we're just doing introductions, and I'm going to call on you individually in just a few minutes. Go ahead, Pierre.
Yeah, I live on the island of Tahiti, and I've been capping for about 20 years. Started with very complex cap rigs and with altimeters and a lot of things, and now to auto cap, which is much easier when you travel. And I'm doing quite a lot of cap. I think last year I did a little bit over 40 cap sessions.
40 this year so far.
Well, in 2023. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I was going to say you are busy. All right, good. Let's go to Sue.
Hello everyone. Myself, I am Saumya, but my nickname is Susu. I come from Pondicherry, that is in South India. So I started my capping since 2015, to be precise. And my inspiration was Nicholas Schorier. So he was in Pondicherry. So I saw his exhibition here. So since then, capping become such a big obsession inside me. So I thank to people, all you guys that keeping this passion going ahead. Like not many cappers in India, but yeah, that's an interesting turn in my life to be obsessed with the kite aerial photography, and that's the reason why I'm into kite. And I've been following the CAP forum, which is a big help and big support to learn things about CAP. And the biggest thing happened this year is I met Pierre in the festival in Gujarat this year. So that was the most exciting thing, and also Cap Jasa. So, and it was Pierre who invited me to this KAPiZoom session, and I really feel like so much that I'm meeting you guys, and since been long time that I wanted to have this session. But yeah, it's a good time. I am not been active capper since last few years now because of my professional life. But yeah, since I am back from the kite festival in Ahmedabad, I started making my rig for my another small camera. So yeah, let's hope for the best. And yeah, I follow Dev a lot. I have seen so many pictures from the Flickr, and I follow a lot Pierre and the whole community, actually, the capping community. And it is nice meeting you guys also.
And a special thank you to you, Susu. My kites were stuck in Singapore during the festival, and I wanted to cap, and so I had no other choice than to go on Susu's kite. Thank you.
Yeah, it was fun actually.
All right, well, welcome. And how about Miss Story? Sue, you have to unmute yourself. And Sue, you're still muted. We cannot hear you. Not yet. There's a little, there you go.
Yes, that's good.
Now we can hear you.
Right. I'm Sue Story. I live in England, in a city called Hull, not far from the coast, which is quite good. And I managed to do some cap at different kite festivals last year. I went to Burke and Laurence down at the bottom. We met up and we did some cap at the same time at Burke Kite Festival. And I go to kite festivals now to fly two-line kites with Ken. And we do kite ballet. But between times, I try and get some capping. So I did at Bridlington Kite Festival and Filey Kite Festival. And after the one at Postporter in Brittany, we went out onto the coast. Ken's a bit reluctant, but he holds the string and I do the technical bits with the camera. And I've been capping since 2006.
All right.
With a made rig and then various rigs. This is my latest, which goes around all the time by itself. I can speed it up.
So, yeah. Auto rotation.
Servo is
Pretty
very
fast.
Whoa, slow down.
All right. Well, thank you, Sue.
Okay.
Let's go to Lawrence. I guess I'm not sure if that's the name, but it shows on the screen.
Yes, it is. Lawrence. Is a girl name in France. So I live in France in Nantes. And I make cap for a few years now, maybe 10, around 10. I met the cap community of France a few years ago by a festival near the coast, near my house. And well, I was curious to know about the community because Sue told me about, and Pierre a little bit also on the forum. So here I am.
Well, welcome. Thanks for joining. And how about Paul Costello? Can you, looks like you have your camera off, but can you hear us? And you're muted, so if you're speaking, we cannot hear you. All right, Paul, one more time, see if you can unmute your microphone. I don't think I have any control over that. Ask to unmute.
Paul might need to press the button that says OK. I had to. At the top of my screen, there was a blue OK, which I pressed and then I came, as well as the.
Yeah, just asking to unmute. So hopefully, Paul, you can hear us. And while you're trying to figure that out, I'll just give my introduction and then hopefully, Paul, you can speak to close this out. So again, my name's Jim Powers. I go by Wind Watcher on the forum, and I've been capping since early 2000s, probably around 2005, 2003. Always been a kite flyer all my life. I'm based in the United States, currently in Pennsylvania, which is near the city of Philadelphia, kind of in between New York and Washington, D.C., for those not familiar with North America. And just enjoy capping. And most of my cap is auto cap with various configurations. And most recently, I've been doing mostly kite aerial video. I've been basically putting and recording in video mode and then capturing stills from that, from the 4K video, And part of that is I always have an interest in capturing sound from the air, not just images, but sound. And I got my commercial drones license, but I cannot do sound from the drone, at least not very easily. So I use the kites for that. Anyway, that's enough background for me. And let's see, Paul, were you able to unmute your microphone? All right, does not look like it. So hopefully, Paul, you can hear us. What I'm going to do next is going to start sharing some screens. And just as a reminder, we are recording this session where I'm going to stick it up on YouTube in the next week or so for those KAPers who cannot join online. I did have 2 late cancellations from Peter Boyton, who asked me to present some of his images, which we'll do shortly. And also Mike LeDuc from those familiar with Mike with the dynamic spreader. He actually has a new spreader that he's been getting, I believe, a patent on. But he had a last minute, he could not join us. So unfortunately, he will not be here today, but hopefully he'll post what he's been working on the KAP forum. All right, so let me figure out how to share my screen and get the right screen going here. So give me a second as I get, I got 2 different monitors here. I'm trying to get everything going in the right direction. All right, so let me just bring up this one and do the share. And I see, Paul, you still are muted. I'm going to be able to share screen. And I'm going to share with sound in case anybody wants to do a video with sound. And we are going to go to this screen here and hit share. And then you guys will have to tell me if you can see the screen.
Yes, we can.
There it is.
Okay, good. And this just sharing a web browser. And I'm going to just share a couple items, mostly from the KAP forum itself or from Flickr. So this is just a post to kick off the KAPiZoom. And I think everyone got it because you're obviously here. We asked people that if you want to share any photos to stick them up on the Flickr group, which is listed here. And you can still do that even while we're talking. Everyone's got the Zoom session. So I want to just kind of share any stories or projects that you're working on and give people a chance to do that. Just to get us warmed up, I was going to jump right over to the Flickr screen if I can get, hold on a second, I got to get the Zoom controls out of the way. There we go. So I think this is the, no, that's not it. Go to the other browser. Give me a second, I got lost on my screens.
Too many screens, huh?
Yeah. Too many sessions up. Well, let me just go this way.
Yeah, that's a quick one.
Yeah. So these are just some of the images that folks have posted, and I was going to just initially share some of these to kind of warm us up and get started. And then if anybody has a specific subject that they'd like to, they can add them to this pool as we go through it. But I'm going to go to look at these, and I would ask if you posted these pictures that you speak to them. So I got looks by Peter, a couple by Peter. I got a few by me and a couple by Peter Boyton. So what I'm going to do is just go into, maybe I will, maybe I won't. Let's see. Okay. I'm just trying to launch this. There we go. I'm trying to go full screen. Can you guys see this all right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Still being
Yep.
shared.
Even for 2022.
There we go. Yeah. All right. So who put this up? Was it? I know that's Hamish, but
Yeah, well, it was Peter Ladansky.
yeah. And I'm just going to move through these pretty quick. There's myself, Pat Fano, Trusty Strataspool Reel, I stuck this in here because I'm starting to teach my kids. These are my grandkids, teaching them how to do a little kite flying. And still a little bit young for cap, but they're getting to see quite a bit of it at a young age. So future cappers.
Let's hope so.
Yeah. And then this was we did a cap session on Ruby Beach on the west coast of the US. It's at Olympia National Park, where they don't allow you to fly kites
Oh, really?
in the national park as a rule in the US, except at the beach. So I decided to take advantage of that. And
Ah,
anyway, these are
smart.
some of my grandkids and my sons, and we were doing some cap sessions together. It turned out the whole day was zero wind with fog. And after we packed up and left, I was just walking off the beach. We got a little gentle breeze that came in. And I was able to use this big blue kite team, Bukaku, to get a good cap session in.
Can you get a fine if you fly a kite in a park?
Yeah, you can get arrested.
Really? Wow.
Or they give you a ticket, I guess, and confiscate some stuff. So yeah, it's a shame because in the United States we have some beautiful national parks, as probably you guys know, but you can't do any aerial drone or kites. Of course, if you get a helicopter, you can do whatever you want. So anyway, you got to go the expensive route, or you go stealth and you come up with a transparent bird-looking kite and sneak it in there, which sometimes that happens. All right, and this is another thing. I just do a lot of cap off of my little kayak here, and that's just some in the Florida Keys doing some cap sessions. This is another cap session. It's a Hobie Tandem Island sailing kayak, and it's a lot of fun. I get to a lot of places you just can't get to by car. So that's the cap session. And yes, that is the color of the water out there. It's just amazing.
Just like home.
That's yeah. If you're with Pierre, this is what it's like every day, but not here in the US. So that's the Florida Keys, and that's Alligator Reef Lighthouse. Just some more with my kids, teaching them on the beach. I'm gonna, and these are from Fano. So actually, whenever I go capping, I try to give just people I don't know, start with their mother or father and ask them if they'd like to hold the kite line or the stratus spool, and I try to get them involved with kite flying at least. There's a couple here just from people in Fano. Back to my granddaughter.
Oh, Washington.
Washington, D.C., right across from the
Yeah.
Lincoln Memorial. That's the White House over here. That's the and a surprise, in the middle of this area where you're not allowed to do anything, you can fly kites.
Really?
And pretty much, I've done it pretty much year round. They do have kite festivals.
Yeah, annual kite festival.
A couple days of year right here on the next little, this is called the Washington Monument. That's you've probably seen these things before. There's reflecting pools. Behind me is the Capitol building. And so, and this is a very tall monument. It runs, I'm thinking 12 to 1,600 feet high. And I've actually flown my GoPro over the top of it in the middle of Washington, D.C. So you just pause and think about that for a minute. Back to Fano, Denmark. Hopefully, this is your Fano.
The men at sea.
Menacee.
Zonder Mill.
There's the rings at the mill. Rings at the beach. Beautiful kite. This guy, I can't remember his name again. The guy who makes this.
Michel.
Michel.
Yeah.
Unbelievable artwork. Just beautiful sunsets there. The wave.
Yeah.
I forget the name of this building, but it's pretty.
It's the Fjorden House.
It's right in the middle of the water. And this is just from last week when it was snowy here. And And these shots here were from my drone looking down on my kite. And the ones without the kite are from my cap rig. So, all right, and these are from Peter Boynton, who gave me these about 2 hours ago. And he just had a series of images on the construction of a tank farm near his home. And he had about 12 images just showing the sequence of this build, showing him putting it on the roof up here. And flying right over a train yard. So some interesting stuff. Thank you, Peter Boynton, who could not join us. He was planning on being here, but he had a friend who passed away, and he was asked to speak at the funeral memorial service, which was today from 2 to 3:30. So he could not make it. But he asked me to pass these along. And I'm sure there's a story behind this, but this is all I have. All right, I think this was Pierre's.
With music, yes.
Can you guys
Yeah.
hear the sound?
Yeah, this is just a collection of cap sessions that I did over 2023. If you could just
Let me restart it. And then, any other introductions you want to give me before I hit play?
No, it's just a few kite festival I've attended in Asia, and a few other sessions that we did mostly on Île-d'Yeu in France during a 1-week cap residence that we had the chance to do with about eight or nine KAPers and Michel Gressier and his kites as a decor for the different pictures that we've taken. So I put all those pictures together on the short film.
All right, good. And you guys can see it and you can hear it. So I'm going to go ahead and restart it. Here we go. Whoops. You hit the other
Step
button.
back.
That was in Paziagodang and in Satun in Thailand.
Yeah, should I pause this a little bit, maybe after each one?
Oh, no, that's fine. That's fine.
I like that heart one.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Was that it, right?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Some beautiful stuff there, Pierre.
Thank you. Thank you.
Where was
So
this?
it was really interesting. I mean, that residence that we did in Île-d'Yeu was really interesting because we had the chance to have Michel Gressier and his kites, and his kites were part of the decor. And it was really very, very pleasant, and we had beautiful weather, very nice gentle wind. So it was a great cap week in Île-d'Yeu.
It looked wonderful. All right, and if anybody has any questions as we go through any of these, this is an open dialogue, so feel free to jump in. Going to go to the next one.
Well, that's the Kite Festival in Berg last year on the Sunday.
It's packed.
Wow.
So
Where are the kites?
I did not chop it. No, it was the roll, the purple one. I didn't chop it, crop it, just to show how it is. So these are the pictures, and I used ice to to stitch them, and that's all I did.
Yeah, it's beautiful. And it shows
And you
you.
have what, 6 or 7 images?
I thought it was, yeah, 6 or 7. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Looks like
We can
about
see
10.
on the horizon. Yeah.
Yeah, full, more than 180 almost. Looks great. All right, thank you for that. Let's see what else we got.
Yeah, so here I put together some of the projects I did over the year. So I've been playing with Arduino-based altimeters in several forms and shapes. I've been building some timers for other people as well. So for Olympus camera or for the Sony, the A5000, you can directly stick it on the port and you can start a timer. The lower left is a little rig I did for rigs. And the lower right is a project I did last year, is the recycling of lithium cells. So lithium on itself is a rare earth, which is difficult to find on the earth. But lithium cells are very easy to find. If you look on the street, you probably will find sooner or later. This afternoon I found one, yesterday evening I found one. Those throwaway, so disposable electric cigarettes, vapes. Inside is a lithium cell, and this lithium cell you can reuse for all kinds of purposes. So this, the rig on the left, the auto cap is rotating on one of those cells, and the original cell in that camera died, so there's also a cell of a vape in it. All my 9-volt block batteries in the house are now replaced by 2 of those lithium cells. I have about 90 of them at the moment, and still counting upwards.
So how do you recycle the lithium battery?
Battery, well, in this vape is a battery, and
Yeah.
it's only used once. So people throw this vape away, I pick it up, I open it, take the lithium cell out, and reuse the lithium cell.
Okay, so if you something like this, a AA battery.
Yeah, well, yeah,
So this is a
but smaller.
This
but
is
smaller.
lithium throwaway, but I don't think you can recharge it. Maybe you can.
No, but those are the other lithiums, those are 3-volt. So those lithiums are LiPos, which are 4.2 volt.
Yeah.
So one of those lithium cells replaces 3 AAAs or 3 AAs. And 2 of them replace a 9-volt block battery.
Yeah. All
Yeah,
right.
and they're very light also, though.
Of
Yes.
course, lithium, that's the lightest battery technology that we know.
Yeah. Perfect for cap.
Perfect for cap. So that's what you see in the picture on the left. So the battery that turns the micro servo is one of those vape batteries. And the lithium that died in that camera, I replaced by one of those.
So what is the voltage of those batteries?
So they're 4.2 volt.
Okay.
And they come in an average capacity of about 800 milliampere hours. The smallest I found are 360, and the biggest I found is 1.8 ampere hours.
And these are the ones that are in these vapes.
So those are the vapes. And on the right, you see one of those vapes which I took to parts.
Okay.
And then you see the lithium cell and the little picture above. There you see 2 of those vapes, batteries, which replace a 9-volt block battery.
All right. So it's the vape lithium batteries that you're specifically recycling for and repurposing.
Well, maybe repurpose or reuse.
Yeah, repurposing. Yeah.
Because I repurpose the cells and not the lithium.
Yeah. Yeah.
You also use them in your bicycle?
So that's the other thing. If you look at the street, I recently found, or my brother recently found, a battery pack from a giant e-bike with 160 cells inside. So those are the size, the cells that are used in the laptop batteries, in the older laptop batteries. That's not LiPo, Leon. And a friend of mine found one from an electric scooter, which he probably not going to give me. And that one has about 180 cells inside. So I can make my own home batteries now.
Gonna have to open up a new business. All right, and I'll just continue.
Yeah, this picture was actually taken about a kilometer from here. It's a part of the city that in the past used to be the repair workshop from the German rail. Here they used to repair the rail coaches and the locomotives. So the building on the left was actually the station, the local station. And on the right, you see the water tower. The water tower is now in use by a carnival dance squad.
Good. And can you guys see my mouse if I move it?
Yeah, I see.
Yep,
Okay.
yep.
Yep.
Didn't know if it showed up or not. All right, good. We'll keep going.
So this was the beginning of the year before the festival of Berg. What you see is a triplex kite, and I made the triplex kite from an old windsurfing kite. So we found a windsurf kite in a dumpster. I fully took it apart. I unzipped all the seams, and in the end, I cut about 120 squares of 30 by 30 centimeters, and I made 2 of those kites.
Wow.
So this is the first one at the maiden flight in Amsterdam.
Impressive. Recycling kites too.
Yeah,
Or
recycling
sails.
kites too. Yes.
Sails. Yeah.
Yeah, and not only the sail, because the tubes of the windsurfing kite I used as the backs for the kite.
Very impressive.
So this is very close to where Rix is living. It's the castle called Rechten.
It's got its moat.
Yeah. And this is the former water tower of the place called Domburg. It was put out of service, I think, in 2003. And then 2 people bought it privately, and they spent about 6 or 7 years getting all the permits together. And then they start completely renovating it. And now it contains 2 compartments, 2 apartments.
I hope they have an elevator in there.
No, they still have the old stairs in there.
I was going to say a
Cast iron,
circular stairway or
Spiral,
something.
yeah, spiral staircases.
Yeah. Very impressive.
So this is a beautiful Cody kite from Dennis from Berlin, one of our friends on Fano. You probably met him last year before. He makes wonderful Codys and parafoils.
Yeah, it's a beautiful kite. And I think this is India.
Yeah, this is in Dodo. We had a chance to go to the desert, about 12 hours bus ride from Ahmedabad. And that was the kite field where we flew our kites right in the middle of the desert.
Looks absolutely fabulous.
Yeah, it's a little bit out of this world. There was almost no public, except maybe a few kids that came, and we flew our kites. So it took us 12 hours to get there, 12 hours to go back to Ahmedabad, and we flew about 3 hours. But that's India.
That was 12 hours of driving, or did you fly in, or?
Oh, driving.
No, driving the bus.
Yeah.
And that's in southern India?
It's northwest. It's about 20 kilometers from the border of Pakistan.
So it's on the west side?
Yeah, on the west side, northwest side. Yeah, and you see JG. That's Gujarat.
So it's
And,
over in this desert area?
Correct.
Yeah, more or less. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I just got Google Maps up here, so I'm
Very handy.
keep it handy so when we talk about future things. You're right. Let me switch back to where I was. Yeah. Yeah.
Hey,
Here we go. Sorry about that. Amazing. And so Pierre, you were there, and Shaman Susu, you were there too.
Yes.
Flying kites.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
Here you missed my kite.
It looks like they laid down some blankets or something on the ground.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
just
like
to
the
recreate
construction
the
material.
white desert, they put some white carpet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Beautiful. Right. Next one.
Yeah, that's one of the kites from KAPiZoom. That's an endemic worm found in caves in Slovenia. It's a fairly large kite. It's about, I think, about 25 meters long.
It's pretty large. Got some shadows.
Well, there's some shadows over fence.
Yeah.
But maybe we, I mean, the following pictures are the pictures that you saw before on the short video. So maybe we're not going to go through all of them. Might be a little bit redundant.
All right. Yeah, we can.
And that was in Reunion Island. They had a small festival.
These are all fishing nets, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And that's close to Laurent's house.
Yeah, I recognize.
Yeah.
It's a very nice subject to do.
Yeah, especially at low tide, when the ground
Is
reflects.
exposed.
Yeah, it's very nice. And that's in Île-d'Yeu, yeah.
And where was this one?
That's still in Île-d'Yeu. It's a small island off the coast of Vendée on the west coast of France. It's a very charming island, and we had in September some beautiful weather, and we were guided by one guy that lives there, and for example, this lighthouse, he could organize a private expedition for us. So there was no visitors. We had the entire place for ourselves to make all the pictures we wanted to do. And if you look in the background, there's a small airport. So it was kind of tricky.
See that? Yeah.
Definitely.
That's always tricky when you mix in kites and airplanes.
Yeah, and this picture is in fact composite of, I think, 3 or 4 pictures. This is one of the smallest harbor in Île-d'Yeu and in France. And that's what I was telling you about the Michel Gracier's kite. So we had a display of his kites on the beach, and the idea was to play with the shadows. And of course, this is made with a kite. That's Kite Aerial Photography. Yeah.
Wonderful shot. And those shadows really make it.
Yeah, absolutely. That's another lighthouse that still on Île-d'Yeu. Yeah. And again, this is a composite of 3 or 4 images. This one is also a composite. It's another small harbor on the Île-d'Yeu.
Some beautiful shots. It looks like some salt flats.
Yeah, and all those shots were made with Ricoh GR3, which is one of the lightest APS-C sensor camera. I think it's about 225 grams. It's a very good camera for cap.
Yeah, wow.
And the good thing is that you can really enlarge the pictures or zoom in to get some details. So that really also helps a lot, because you can reframe the picture, or if you have one part of your image that is good, you can just concentrate on that without losing too much of quality.
So it must have a lot of megapixels in that.
Oh yeah, yeah.
These are all salt flats, looks like.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's close to Guérande. Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, more. That's Job. There's a kite festival at the end of June. This year we won't be able to go because it overlaps with Fanø. So we prefer to be in Fanø rather than to be
I don't know why. Another good one.
Oh,
That
yeah.
was
Yeah. Mhm.
that was the Ghost Kite Ascension, mass ascension. I think they sent, I think it was about 92 of them. The idea is for this year in 2024 is to top 100. And it was a very nice display of kites.
Yeah.
Right.
And some wonderful wind and sunshine.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And that's the banner meeting.
Yeah.
And this year, I think there was, I'm not sure, maybe 300 banners or a little bit over 300 banners.
Over, yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
this was 2023, right?
Yeah, 2023. Yeah.
Yeah, wonderful.
And that's still the banner meeting in February.
It looks like they had some excellent weather.
Yeah, the weather was interesting in 2023. There was one day, and I've never seen that anywhere else. During 3 or 4 days, the wind was coming from the land. And all of a sudden, one day the wind turned 180 degrees, came from the ocean, and in no time, there was a big, huge wall of fog arriving from the ocean that covered the entire island. The kite lines were wet. Everything was humid, and you couldn't see anything. I mean, barely see 50 meters. It was very interesting.
And did everybody have kites up in the air when this wind shift happened?
Yeah, absolutely.
And they just swung around. Nobody got tangled up.
On Father we say it's different, eh? It's not the wind that turns, it's the island that rotates.
It's true. It's so foggy, nobody can tell the difference.
I'm sorry, I have to leave you all. Really great. I'll watch the video later.
All right. Thank you, Dave.
Goodbye.
Hey,
Goodbye, Dave.
Bye, Dave.
Yeah, Dave.
Hope you get better.
Goodbye.
Yeah, that's a photo shoot that we did with Alicia from Poland. In fact, she lives in the Netherlands, and she wanted to display her kite and show that it was a mean of peace, and so that's the kind of image that we've been doing over the bunkers in Fado.
Great shots.
That's still Fado, the board meeting. And again, the board meeting.
Yeah.
That's again some more salt flats in Ile de Ré. That's close to La Rochelle.
Yeah. Got a little gathering going on here.
Salt flats are really interesting to photograph.
They are. I remember when we with the Kapi, California one, we hit the salt flats out there.
Yeah.
With Chris Benton.
And that's in Normandy, in Gouville-sur-Mer. That's a typical beach cabin that are there. And Oyster Park. That's a very small island off the coast of Normandy called Tatillou. And there was a very small festival. We were, I think, about 20. And that's one of the fort of the island. Very nice.
Beautiful kite.
Yeah, that's one of René Meyer kites is from Switzerland. And that's in Satun in the south of Thailand. There's a festival. Unfortunately, the locals were flying their kites on their side, and the Western were flying their big whales and octopus on their side, but they would not mix together. So it was a little bit sad.
And it was just culturally, they didn't want to mix it together, or?
Yeah, I don't know. It was, you know, I'm not going to kite festival to see whales that I can see in Berck or I
Yeah.
can see it else. You know, I wanted to see that kind of kite.
Yeah.
That's in Kabong, which is in Sarawak province in Malaysia. And that's still on the beach in Kabong.
Like some storms coming up.
Yeah. And that's still the hot kite with René, the author of the kite.
Yeah. All right. I think that's just brings us back to the start here. Let me pause and just say, does anyone else want to present anything that hasn't been already covered or discuss any? This is kind of an open discussion period. We're doing okay for time. We got about 30 minutes left. And I wanted to talk about maybe two subjects. One,
Super, I've got a small problem with my Flickr account because I'm very near the maximum photos and I don't use it so much. So I didn't share on the group. I used to do it. So then what I can show you is
I could let you
those
share your screen
on my
if you
account.
wish.
Yes, but which is not on the group accounts. I'm sorry about that.
I can stop sharing and let you share if you wish.
Oh, maybe you can see it from the group. You can see my account.
From
Or-
Flickr?
Yeah. I'll just have a look if I can share. Oh, Partager l'écran. Yes.
So, you should be able to share.
Yeah. I just have a look. Oh,
There we go.
I don't know if you see something.
It
Yep.
came up for a minute and then disappeared.
Oh.
Don't see it
Looks
now.
like,
Is it okay or not?
yes,
Yeah.
with the yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I would like to have something without publicity. Okay.
Oh yeah, we're looking at your screen, so if you can share what you wish.
Okay. I have a photo there from. I didn't travel as much as Pierre, so it would be a little much more local, I think. This is from Notre-Dame-de-Mont, where there is a CAP festival every year.
Let me
Pierre,
interrupt for a second.
The only cat festival in the world.
yes, that is. And some people know it from here. So Pierre, Michel, and Sue were there also. So that is just.
Can you guys see her screen? All I see is the gallery.
It's a gallery.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, keep going.
Yeah. So, oh, okay. I've got a problem, but I don't see the how to go further.
You're sharing your screen now.
Yes, but I think you also see the photos of all the group there, no?
Yeah, all I see is on top, I see the gallery of all of us, and looks like
Yes.
underneath I
So-
see your other screen. So maybe you just need to minimize the gallery, and then we can see what you wish to share. I'm guessing.
Oh, that.
Okay, so still I don't see any button to share. Yes. Okay. So that is still Notre-Dame-de-Mont. Okay. Maybe if somebody got a pro account, it will be better because I just have. I'm sorry. Maybe I will stop the share. I don't know if you can see it on your own.
I can try.
Yeah.
So it's under Flickr, you're
It's really
saying?
not. No, sorry.
And what would be your Flickr ID? I can search for it. It's just your name? Is that
You will
what-
find it on LOCAP, maybe. LOCAP.
Low cap. Hello.
L-O, somebody spell it.
LOKAP. Yeah.
KAP.
L-O-K-A-P.
Yes.
Lawrence Ott. That's what it is.
I think I am in the list of the member somewhere.
I think I see it. Hold on a second. Let me share the screen that I have. So give me a second. I'm going to go back to here. I hit share. And you guys let me know if you could see this screen.
Yes, bingo.
Yeah. That is. Okay.
All
So
right.
we see the first one.
Start
Maybe
with-
we can go, yeah, just down. Okay, so that's the first we saw.
Yeah.
On Notre-Dame-de-Mont.
Got some good shadows.
So there is always, yes, it's always interesting to make photos from low
Height. Yeah.
Yes, I never go very high. I prefer to stay down and to play with the graphism, I find. So here is Noirmoutier, which is a small island near Notre-Dame-de-Mont, also in the west of coast in France.
There must be big tides here.
Yeah, yes, really, yeah. And there is a boat cemetery, yes.
Looks like some wrecks.
Boat cemetery, she says.
Yeah.
Cemetery, yes, thanks you. So there's also a nice place to go on to Cap.
Got some nice shots. These boats have seen better days. Where's this one?
This is more in the south, always in the coast, in the south coast of France. I'm looking for the name, sorry. Don't remember. So we've got there also a small church with the shadow game.
Yep, got some great shadows there. The
Yeah.
roof lines too.
Yeah.
It says St. Nicholas.
Yes.
Yeah. I got some
It's
great
that-
shots.
Sable d'Olonne.
Les Sables d'Olonne, yes, of course.
Yeah, it's
And then
beautiful.
you've got a better view of the place. So the wind was good enough to play just over the church because well to have that. Okay, so
Got a turtle.
Notre
Nice
Dame.
one.
And that is again in Notre-Dame-de-Mont the year before. Okay. So that's a few selection. I didn't make so much last year. So that is.
Okay. Should we keep going or do you want to stop?
Sorry?
Keep going?
Well, maybe we can stop because we can go. I've got a lot of-
Laurence, you're too busy building kites.
Yeah, maybe, yes. Because at the moment I'm making kites. I used to use them and buy them, and at the moment I try to make some, so it takes a long time.
All right, well, thank you. Does anyone else want to share anything? Either share the screen or we can bring up on the.
I've got some photos on my iPad that I can hold near the screen. Just a few selection.
All right, I'm going to stop sharing and then I'll let you share, Sue.
Thank you
Right.
for the share.
Well,
Jake.
It's not a share, it's going to be
Okay,
Oh,
it's
like
gonna
that,
be
yeah.
hold it up in front
camera.
of, that'll
So
work.
if you can make me big, I don't know if I can do that.
And we'll have to make you big. So I'm gonna
Yeah.
have you, as the speaker, you're gonna be highlighted. So as
Yeah.
long as you keep talking, Sue, we'll be able to get you big.
Okay, right. That's at Postporter at the far end of Brittany in France. I did some cap after the festival. I was too busy flying the two-line kites with Ken during the festival. There weren't many of us. And this is at Berk last year. We went to Montreuil-sur-Mer, where we did that how to cap video a long time ago. And there's Laurence and
Jose.
yeah, it's Jose who arranged it. We went to Montreuil-sur-Mer, and it's a chateau, a fort on a promontory, and but we had to have the obligatory picnic, so it was a capnic. That's Ken and myself. Was that? Oh, Pierre and Jose. Oh, that's me at Berk doing a bit of capping. Was there? Oh, that's a real that I got with a Flexifoil camp kite kit, and it's a very good one. It's got a brake and a lock on it as well, and a belt to go around your waist. Very good. At the moment in England, there've been some Flexifoil cameras kits on eBay, and they've gone for about £22. Originally 300. I've put bids in of up to 20, but somebody's just picked me to it. That was at Berk as well when I started out the session last year. I only did one session, I think. And that's at Postporter again. It was all, it's on like heathland on a rocky promontory, and all it's full of kite flyers. There are loads of them. That's there as well. And well, that was there as well. It's quite an area, but it's right. And this is Ken and myself doing our stuff with the two-line kites. And that's two of the kites we fly. So that's what keeps me occupied mainly. And that's it. With yeah, I haven't done any cap yet this year. I've done quite a bit with the action camera because it's so light, and I've got a little tiny rig for it. It goes in the bottle that Wolfgang gave me. Little pick of it.
Yeah, it all comes out of that little bottle.
And it's no, it all tidies up and hopefully comes out.
Man, it's amazing. Nice and lightweight.
That is a servo wheel with what do you call it? A screw on it.
Yeah.
And it works quite well. Last year before last, at Penvin, South Brittany in France, Laurence had a kite up and I didn't. And I said, there was hardly any wind. And suddenly there was a bit of wind, and a great big whale took to the air. And I put the action camera on Laurence's kite, and I got some good pictures of it. The great big whale and all the people underneath it. It was really, really big. And this other rig that I have It's got a little camera there which picks up on a little boss cam.
So you can see what you're shooting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then my waterproof camera sits there. I've had it on before, and that goes round and round. I haven't tried this yet, and I've had it since last year sometime.
Well, it
But,
should work.
Okay. Yeah. And so I've got that. If there's something sort of in the middle of this, that's in the middle of my picture, but it's a lot. There's a lot more in this picture than there is in the camera picture. Okay, that's it.
All right. Thank you, Sue. Any questions for Sue? All right. Anybody else like to share anything they're working on? Cap rigs, cameras?
Yes, Jim, Michel speaking. Oh, sorry. Go on, Shaman.
No, please go ahead. Please go ahead.
Okay. I have put the link on the US forum with a small presentation you can reach easily. And I just want to share with you the third picture, because last summer, I have tried to share the CAP passion with some teenagers during a summer camp they were having in Cabourg in France.
Yeah, I have the link. You want me to run it, or you want to run it on your screen?
Yeah, I can run it there. Just let me check if I can do it.
Yeah,
Can you see it?
Should be able to share.
Yeah, it's there.
Okay, not so bad. So you will have just on the first slide, short presentation, you will have also a link to some few pictures, but maybe we have seen so many beautiful pictures that mine are not adding anything. But I want to share just with you this part with young guys and girls we have last summer, and we make them thinking about a complete system for CAP. Of course, we provide them with a kite because they didn't have time. It was only 5 half days. So in 5 half days, we were providing the kite and the line, by the way. And they had to build a small rig you can see on the right. It is based on a selfie stick with an addition of rotative battery-less rig made based on the concept we had a few years ago. If you remember the click pan, I don't remember who initiated this project, but it was a balancing rig. So we tried a few years ago with Jean-Daniel and Jean-Claude to reduce it. And then for this workshop, we have motivated the youth to build by themselves within a 3D printer, the small green parts you see there, and putting a prepared phone on this rig. So with this system, you can just rotate the phone by swinging the line. Then we help them to prepare a Wi-Fi module, a small ESP32, to control the upper phone with their own phone. Hopefully, they didn't want to put their phone on the rig, so we prepared some dedicated phones, but they had to use their phone to shoot, and if they wanted to download the picture on their phone. And we spent quite a good moment, at least with the first group. So if anyone wants to reproduce these kind of things, I have the complete, not equipment, but the way of doing it. I can probably provide you with most of the content if someone wants to share this kind of
Yeah,
thing.
I would be interested can you post it to the CAP forum? Is that possible? Or is it other documents?
It's quite a lot of documents.
Okay,
I
yeah.
will check this. I will try to make a summary. Actually, for the time being, it's all in French. So I have
That's all
probably
right.
to
If it's in
translate.
documents, we could translate it with Google Translate or something. So it's like PDF type documents or Word or something like that.
So far, I guess it's PDF.
Okay.
I will check this.
Yeah, I would be interested. How far was
Okay.
the range on the Wi-Fi?
Usually, it depends a lot. Let's be clear. Wi-Fi is very, I would say, capricious or very unstable. But most of the time, we had 60 or 80 meters.
That's plenty.
Actually, on the fifth slide, you also have the small rig I'm trying to do at this moment, which is also based on Wi-Fi, with a target of 250 grams to cope with the no wind area we have there. And I want to use it either with a very small camera, like VXO, either with a phone. So here again, if you want some details, I can send some of them, or most of them actually.
Yeah, I'd be interested. Yeah.
Okay.
Very lightweight and like in zero wind, you can almost do it. So
Zero is always a problem, no? Especially in Milano. When you come from Normandy, it's a shock to arrive there for camping. Okay.
yeah, very good. Any questions?
Michel, do you want to talk about the KAP Academy?
I thought you were doing it.
Okay,
No,
I can do.
Yeah, go ahead, Pierre.
Okay, yeah, I can do a brief introduction of what we're working on with Michel and a few other French guys such as Christian Bécaud and Yves Leroy and Philippe Julien. We're working on, it's very pretentious, we're working on the KAP Academy. The idea is very simple. With the Brooks Leffler business, which is almost down because I don't think Ken is really doing any rigs anymore or selling any kites. With the Cap Shop being closed, with James Gentle business being closed also,
Yeah.
there is no more really resources for newcomers, for new cappers to start cap. And the information that is on the French forum or on the US forum is always very difficult to summarize. Someone that doesn't know much or nothing about cap is a little bit lost. Where should I start? What kind of kite? What kind of rig? What kind of? And everybody has an answer, of course, but there's no real technical information. Like we're not talking about a book, but having some precise information on kites, precise information on different lines. The idea is not to impose anything, but just to present for newcomers. So we're working on a few different subjects.
And
Michel, do you want to add something?
No, I think you have said the most important. The important is to share. I'm very surprised to see we are not encountering a lot of people wanting to start CAP, but when they want, we cannot easily advise how to start, how to improve, and this is from my point of view a missing point. So we are seeing that we are all getting older and older. The species is really under reduction stress, but actually we don't have many tools to share with newcomers. it's
Right,
difficult to share.
if you were to practically describe what the finished product would look like, what would it be? Give us an
Yeah,
image.
maybe I can share you the first draft. Please consider it as a draft because it is only stupid things that are in at this moment. And it's really a working document. But can you see the screen?
Not yet.
Yeah.
Now
Yes.
we can.
Yes.
So this is basically what we are trying to make. So this at the end, we don't know for sure the final shaping of the document. So far we just made a kind of PDF document because PDF is easy for keeping the links, etc. So basically the idea is to say, okay, we can have some general documentation, what is KAP, how it works, etc. We have also some basic initiation, or let's say on what kind of line we should use, what type of line we should use, and what kind of kite. Of course, at this moment there is nothing for kite because there is I think we have an issue there to provide the newcomers with the easy to cop kite for starting, etc., etc. So here we are having the presentation from Christian for the nacelle Philalu, and we are going that way to have a different document with every time a kind of sort kites, lines, rigs, cameras, and every time we try to share 3 levels of documentation. One level is for, let me check this starting point. What level at the beginning is initiation? How do we start? Then improvement. How do we improve the basic equipment to have a full equipment in a way or another? And the third part is a bit more tricky at this moment. We don't know how to cope with this yet, but it is some new, I would say, developments or new ideas that are popping or we are trying to improve. It's very difficult for this part because we need, of course, to share this also, but we need to share it when it becomes serious. But in the first phase of brainstorming, of creativity, we probably do not need to share it because then we need to create. So it's a part that probably will not be public. But as soon as the ideas are coming into real things or things we could try, at least try, we will add it in the public part. Giving the fact that every time we are trying, sorry, the word KAPiZage is not really the one we will keep probably, but what we will try to do is every time we have a new information document to provide a kind of advice or limitation to use this kind of equipment. For instance, if someone is willing to use dilemma lines for capping, we will say, hey, okay, pay attention, dilemma could be cut very easily. It is strong, it is resistant, and Jim, you know that probably dilemma could be cut very easily. So this is something we want to do to make the information available, but to inform newcomers, even sometimes yes, quite experienced cappers, that if such camera is very good, but it probably also has limitation, and consequently you should do this. For instance, if you want to use Wi-Fi, yeah, pay attention to the range. It is sometimes good, but sometimes not, etc., etc. This is basically the idea.
Yeah, and the idea also is that we do not pretend that these documents are the solution or the truth. It's one option.
Yeah. No, it looks very interesting. Now, where would you post it? Just on how would people access this document?
That would probably be available online. We're still working on how to access it. If it's a Dropbox, a cloud, or blog, or vlog, or whatever. We still work. We don't have much to share now, so we're still debating how to share it.
And it looks like it could be both for a beginner and for somebody intermediate that wants to go deeper on a particular subject.
Yeah, yeah. And Jim, if you have anything in mind that you could contribute, I mean, all KAPers are more than welcome to contribute.
No, I think it's an excellent start. I could see, once this gets drafted, maybe it's put in different languages. Maybe it could be somehow there'd be one of those QR codes people can just hit with their phone and takes them to the document. Maybe even like a YouTube or some other video introduction to the document with links to go get it or something like that. Trying to think of how people would discover it. They have to be somehow searchable. Assume no one of us can tell a person how would they stumble across it on their own. About thinking.
Can I just say,
yeah,
if on Facebook, not everybody does Facebook, but there's a Kite Aerial Photography Facebook page. I've got it here. If you can put me through.
Right. Things like that. How to get.
And some, the Evan Reinhammer, Gilles from Brittany, and myself, and the lad on Ile d'Yeu, he's on it as well, and they put pictures up and things, and something that I said before is the camera kite kit. It could be mentioned.
Sure.
There's a second-hand one for, I don't know if it's £150, but these keep coming up on eBay lately, and it's a really good kit. I don't know if you've come across it. You get a big rucksack. Can you put me on there so I can show you the bits?
Sure. And we're right at the end of our time. Is everybody okay to go a few more minutes?
Sure.
And I wanted to cover KAP meetings in 2024.
Yeah.
So kind of that's the next thing I'd like to talk about, maybe after Sue finishes this. But just to Sue. So you said you want to present something. I'll just let you.
Yeah, I've got the bits by my side.
All right, while you're digging for that, I'll just say that for Michelle and Pierre, what I would suggest is maybe we just create a thread on the KAP forum, both the English and the French KAP forums, and just to talk about this subject, about how to introduce KAP, and we can maybe carry on the conversation there, at least initially, and then find out what's the best place for this to end up.
Yeah, we introduced it on the French and on the French forum.
Yeah.
I don't think we were very, very successful because we didn't get any response, and we should share it soon on the US forum. But again, like I said, I think that the activity on the forum is declining. And I guess the number of readers also. So I don't know if it's the right medium, or maybe if we should try to find some new ones. I don't know.
Right. Today, everyone's jumping on Reddit, X, Facebook, to put things out there, and people have. So that's a potential and maybe there could links go back to these deeper forums. That have
just one remark, Jim, if I may. Our intention is to make of course the document available, but also to make the document I would say safe for newcomers. There are many ways to share many things. I'm sure about this, but what we want to share only what is safe. and what is, I would say,
Working.
shared by experienced capper.
Yeah.
Because we know many people able to share a lot of things, but the important is also to put a kind, I would not say filters, because I don't want to suppress any information or to delete any information, but I want to be sure that the information is given with an appropriate, I would say, an appropriate experimentation, a sufficient experimentation to ensure that we are not spreading all around fancy way of doing. I would prefer to be sure that the information we are sharing is correct before to share.
For sure. No, I would.
This is the thing I'm paying attention to, because yeah, I can say a lot of stupid thing every day, but I would prefer my colleagues to say, "Hey guys, you are really stupid. Please wait a bit."
Right. And for safety and for other good reasons, you know. So,
Yeah, for safety and for development and I would say trustability of the technique.
yeah, yeah. No, that makes sense. All right. Good. For time purposes, let's move on to CAP meetings in 2024. And just to get the juices flowing here, see if I got the control. I'm just going to kick off a little poll for you guys. So I'm going to open up this poll. And if you guys could just take a minute. And the first question, can you guys see the poll?
Yeah.
Yes.
Just, are you interested in participating in a F2F face-to-face CAPI event in 2024? Maybe you already are. I suspect several of you already are. But why don't you just go ahead and pick one there? I think you could, why don't somebody pick yes or no, and let me see if the poll works.
Seems to work.
Okay.
Oh, yes, it worked.
There you go. So answer the first question, and then if you answer yes, question number 2, you know, if yes, where would you geography-wise, where would you want to be? You could pick more than one, but pick out an area. You know, I tried to list most places on planet Earth there, but if you guys could, maybe you already know of CAP meetings already taking place, or is there an interest in kind of creating one for either 2024 or 2025? So go ahead and answer question number 2. And then question number 3 is timing. When should it be, 2024 or 2025?
Jim, if anyone is interested, we're working with Michel Trouillet, who is a capper from the south of France, on an event in the castle in the Loire Valley, close to Tours. We are working on getting all the authorization to cap the different castles and different monuments on the Loire Valley. This would be for the second week of September. And that would be for a full week, a little bit on the format that we had in Ile-Dieu. So that would be 1 week capping all day and having informal CAPI meeting in the evening. So we're still working on the with Michel and the Fédération Française de Vol Libre. We're still working on the format. But that's a CAP meeting that is coming.
Yeah, no, that's good.
Sounds
and
good.
if you look, question number 4 is, you know, propose, if you have a CAP event, just like you described, Pierre, maybe you can just briefly type in, you know, we're going to do the castles in France and a rough date under question number 4. So everyone can put in things that they know about or something that you want to propose, something totally fresh, and do something, you know, this is just a chance to collaborate to see if there's any interest in getting folks together. So that's questions 1 through 5. Question number 1, you know, do you want to meet? Question 2, where? Question 3, when? Question 4, it's free text. You can actually type in a little paragraph up to 250 characters or whatever. To describe kind of the event that you would like to propose. And then the big question 5, of course, is would you be willing to take on the lead to get the KAPI event organized? So that would be, another option. So, and, I'm just going to let everyone take a few minutes to fill out this poll. And then, we'll share this, of course, because we're recording the meeting. I think everyone can see the live updates, I hope. So I'll give everyone a few minutes just to finish that. And then, and while that's going on, we can also talk about it. So if you want to just have a little
And
dialogue.
Jim, there's also like every year in Fano, there's a get together of kiters and KAPers. So and it's
Right.
nobody's taking the lead, and it's working well.
Yeah, for
There's
sure. For
not much-
an informal gathering, I think that could also work well. I was even thinking maybe even a combination, meet in Fano, for a few days or a week, and then go from Fano to some other place for a few days. But anyway, I'm just trying to see what interests there are, and about where would be a good place.
Laurence might know that there's usually a CAP festival at Notre Dame de Mons at the end of August. Is that on this year, Laurence?
I don't know for the moment, I
Oh.
suppose.
All right, so I'll give this another couple minutes. Anybody need more time?
And it also seems that geographically, most of the KAPers are in Europe.
Yeah, and I'm just looking at the where question. We got Northern and Southern Europe. Asia is probably next, and North America, Africa, and Southern Hemisphere coming up the rear here. But yeah, put in where you want. And it looks like 2025 might be a little bit better bet, but let's see. And again, that question number 4, if anybody wants to take a shot at just describing one sentence or two for some options there. And again, we're not going to make any big decisions here on this call. It's more just to get the ideas flowing, and then we'll probably echo this back to the KAP forum for people to have some further discussion on it. But anyway, I'll give everyone a couple minutes to finish that up. And then while that's going on, I'm just going to share my screen and just kind of reminisce back to a previous KAPI session that we had, which I think some of you participated in. And that's the one in KAPI, California in 2016, if you guys remember that one. And let me see if you can see my screen got moved around. Hold on a second. Here we go. Can you see the screen?
Yes.
Yep.
This might bring back some, these are some of the early ones.
Oh, yeah.
2002, Pacific Grove. You may pick out a few familiar faces from this photo. A lot of faces that I don't believe are active in KAP, or they started at one time. And it's just from a post I did on the KAP forum. You guys could see it, I'm just rolling through some of the pictures of previous KAP sessions. That was 2000.
2006, yeah.
And then there's a bunch of other ones that were here. And then I think we jump into the actual one from 2016. A few KAP stragglers here. We had James and Brooks holding up. We had that special cup where we're drinking some special scotch from. So this was in Brooks's home in Pacific Grove. That's where he was signing some the kites. And I always liked his workshop that he had set up.
Garage, yeah.
So in his garage, I just took I asked him if it was okay just to kind of give a flavor of what he's been working on here. So to me, the workspaces are always interesting. It's one of the dinners we had together in Pacific Grove. I think you guys remember, several of you. We had that big, what was that, an R8 or something?
That's the R11.
11, yeah, it was a big kite we're sticking up.
Yeah. And the cap banner.
We had the cap banner there. We finally got it up in the air somehow. And it was a fun time. And we had the those purple flowers along the coast, Pacific Grove. And anyway, so that's, I'll stop there. Stop sharing. And I'll end the poll. Is everybody done with the poll?
Oh, I finished the poll, but I found out that the Common Nuage at Notre Dame de Mons is on this year, June, 28th to 30th of June. Oh, right.
Okay, so I'm going to end the poll. Yeah, I see it.
But this is Sue, this is Atouvent. This is not Comme un Nuage.
Yeah, that's not the same. Not
No, it's not the same festival.
Oh, isn't it? All right. I searched for it.
Can you guys see the results of the poll?
Oh, yeah. That's just a kite festival.
Yeah.
Can you see the results of the poll?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, so looks like yes, interest overall. Northern and Southern Europe got the most votes for geography. Looks
There
like,
are hardly any American participants, so there's only one American answer.
yeah, well, yeah, it's true. That's why this is just to get the juices flowing here.
Yeah.
All right, nothing.
It might be interesting to put that that poll on the forum.
Yeah, no, that's my intent.
Yeah.
Let me see what this is. I don't think I want that. Yeah, my intent is to put a link to this recorded session as well as the results of the poll to kind of start it as a, you know, just to get the ideas flowing on the forum.
Jim, I had one question for Susu. It's 2 o'clock in the morning in Pondichéry.
Yeah, definitely.
You're not asleep yet. Did you have anything to present or to show us?
Yeah, I can show my rig.
Yeah,
This
please
is my
do.
current rig actually. So this was with the DSLR. So I have to build it myself. I think there is some little bit. Let me fix the video 1 second.
Yeah, it looks like a full frame DSLR.
Yeah, it's APS-C DSLR. So I can
Jim,
share some of my photos and
Yeah,
share my
please
screen.
do.
Jim, we've just got your page up still. Your Cappy event page.
All right, let me stop sharing. Hold on.
Right.
And Susu, if you could hold that up again.
Yeah.
I
One
guess
second.
I saw it, but I'm not sure everybody else did.
No.
Yeah, this is how. Can you guys see?
Yes,
No.
yes.
We
Hold
see.
it up.
You'll have to
Up to
share
your
your
face.
screen if you're going to share.
Yeah. 1 second.
We see you speaking, but
Yes. Now
now we can.
can you
Oh,
see?
yes.
Yeah, now we can see it.
Yeah, this is how my rig looked in the beginning, with not much things, and I started like to make things work better, and I didn't have a live feed that time, so I was randomly clicking through my remote. So, and later I had added my live screen, and I'll show some of my photos. So this is Pondicherry. I also come from a coastal town. So this is a harbor near my house. The fisherman's going to the sea for their fishing duty.
Huh.
And this is
So you've been capping with Nicolas, no?
No, actually, it was time when Nicholas was leaving India, and that's the time when I met him. And yeah, I learned pretty much a few things from him. And the main place where I learned most of the thing is the Cap Forum, which was a big help. But yeah, he was the ignition of this fire.
Good inspirator.
Yes. So this is a salt flat near my house, like it's 50 kilometers away. So this is my first cap photo that I clicked from my camera. And yeah, this is a beach near my house. Lighthouse. Yeah, this is pretty much the actual Pondicherry is actually this is the pier you see is the actual Pondicherry, and behind is the main town of Pondicherry. And this is the event. It happened in 2016, where I was a graphic designer, and also I was documenting the event. It's a photo festival where we used the old ruined port as our display place. So all the images are like huge. So they want to have a wider scenario of the space. So Kite was the best option to capture this. So
Yeah, it looks great.
yes. The ruined place that we used for as a photo exhibition.
Very
Yeah,
impressive.
this is a huge print, and this photo is the only proof that we had a print on the rooftop, because later the same day night I took this photo. There was a heavy rain and this photo got collapsed. Yeah, these are all like flex banners which we hoarded on everywhere. The rooftop one was pretty difficult to put on, so yeah, this picture makes a big record for the
Yeah,
festival at least.
that's good. You got a picture of it before it collapsed then.
Yeah, you see this Pondi art
Yeah.
and Pondi photo 2016 and 2014 is when I met Nicholas, and one of his these installations, he had his own installations where he had displayed his kite and his pictures from kite, and he also gave a demo in Pondi. So yeah, since then my obsession for kite aerial photography is there. Yes.
Good.
Yeah, this is far I have much got to show you, and thank you so much. I don't have much pictures. Those are like back in my hard disk. So
No, they got some
that's
great
it,
shots
guys.
there.
Yeah,
I was
thank
just
you,
trying to
guys.
dig out my book from Nichols from his
Oh
book in
yes,
India.
I want to. I
I
have
have
it
it
right
on my
here.
bookshelf. I just couldn't find it, but you have some unbelievable pictures in that book.
Yeah, this is his book.
Yeah,
I
that
got
one.
it, signed it from him.
Yeah.
So it was so nice book actually. Actually, Pierre has got the bigger one. This is the smaller version of the same copy. So yeah, it was a pride moment. I got it signed by him. So yeah, it's a proud moment
Yeah.
to get.
Does anybody know what he's doing today?
Actually, he's in France, and last update I spoke to him, I think last year. It was just a casual talk with him. But so far, I knew that he's not doing capping anymore, because when he was leaving India at that time itself, he was telling me that he's not gonna um do much of capping or flying kites after he goes back home because of his family and many things. So yeah, I think we don't talk much, but we are in touch with our common friends. So whenever friend from Pondicherry visits there, I used to ask them about. I have few fabrics from Nicholas sent last time to me, so I'm still there to use it. So I have few of his kites. Yeah, that's it. I am now building like a new rig for my Sony. So yeah, I like started making some small pulleys DIY, because in India we don't get most of the things. I have to figure it out myself. So yeah, that's how it's been going on. And thank you so much for the CAP community, that it should go on. It should go on and inspire many other peoples. And just when I started capping, the drone also came into the market. And no more kite aerial photography is a fascinating thing, because drone become easier for everyone. So, but still, people who like flying kites will definitely want to do capping. So it's a passion for both. People should love to fly kite also to enjoy doing capping. So that's how I believe. So yeah, it's my childhood instinct to make kites and fly them. So that's what connects me. So the time when I got introduced to capping is at the same time when I was starting to learn photography also. So I was a professional photographer. So, and then when I saw capping and into it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's an intermingling of
Yes,
photography, kite flying,
yes.
aerial perspectives. Now the
Yeah.
drone also comes in, so it's a real mix of different points of view.
Yes, that's true.
Well, thank you for sharing, and do
Thank
some
you. Thank
wonderful
you so
pictures
much.
there. So
Yes,
keep it going.
definitely.
Can I say it's good to have a young person starting capping rather than all the rest of us seem to be older.
Yeah, like that's what I was saying, that people who love to do fly kites is the only people who would love to do capping also. No one will just come into capping just because it's a possibility of aerial photography. Someone should love to fly kites also to enjoy to do capping. That's how I believe. But youngsters I see these days, they are more fascinated with the digital world. They want easier solutions, so they go for drone. No
Yeah.
one is patient enough to raise a kite and do capping. So, but my motive will always be there to keep this technique, that some this is also a technique that someday it existed to take easiest way of aerial pictures. So yeah, whenever I see young people around here when I'm flying kite, so I explain to them this thing, that this is the cheapest way to take aerial photographs. So yeah, it's
Yeah.
a fascinating thing actually. I'm proud of it that I have a passion for capping.
Well, thank you for sharing that. And yeah, I would agree. I've actually found that since I do both drone and aerial kite photography, there's areas where you can't do the drone, but I can still get a kite up there. And even though I've had many people come up to me and say, "Is that a drone?" They keep saying the kite is a drone somehow. So, but anyway, I get past that pretty easily. Any last subjects that people would like to share before we kind of move to wrap up our call?
Are you coming to Fano, Jim?
I was trying to see if I could squeeze that in. I have no accommodation, so I'd have to see what's available. But I might be interested in making that happen. But I will see. I'll end up with just sharing one last screen here. Let me just get that saved.
Oh, you were going to take a picture of us all, weren't you?
Yeah, that's why I want to get set up here.
Right.
Thank you for reminding me again. All right, so I'm going to get a screenshot here. And so you got to give me your best smile. Paul never got on as far as I know. But I'm going to do a couple of screenshots here. All right, and I'll tell you 1, 2, 3. Ready? 1. Oh, it's already frozen. We'll do a couple. I got 1, but give me a second. I got to find a place to store these. I'm just going to stick it on a blank.
Kom eens even snel laten we zitten. Kom eens even snel laten we zitten. Komen we met z'n tweeën toch wel.
Barbara there. Hello, Barbara.
Hello.
Ietsje naar voren nog. Ja, prima.
All right, 1 second. Make sure I got at least one. I'm going to do one more, and I need to have everyone look at the screen.
At the screen or the camera?
Look at your camera.
Daar moet je naar kijken.
That's what I'm struggling with. So look at your camera, and I gotta hit. Try this one. Look at your camera. 1, 2, 3. All right, let me see if I got it. It's thinking. I guess I can make that work. It captured all two of my monitors, but I think I can make that work. We'll do one more. Let me see if I can do one more. And yeah, I think we're good. I think we're good. Right, let me save it before I forget, which is always the trouble here. Put in the Kapi. All right, we got that, and let's save it. Give me a second, I got to get it to the right directory. It's always the technical stuff that slows us down. It's not the right directory. Hold on. There you go. Kapi 2024. All right, we got that saved. And then any other, besides the group picture, anything else that people like to share before we end up?
Only this flexifoil camera kite. That's the rucksack that it comes with a small rucksack and a strap to pull your kite down, the line down. One of these and a kite. It's a Delta coin, which I didn't get on with. But I use the other bits and the super reel as well.
And that comes as a kit.
Yeah.
And for 20 pounds.
If you're lucky. Yeah. They started out at 300 and I got given mine. It was like put your name in and give it a reason why you got it. And they said, you haven't won it, but you're going to have one anyway. Great. And I've used parts of it. So when I put the kite up once, I didn't like it. And but I use the other bits. There's 50 meters of line on it, so I put a longer piece on. So it came with the line as well, kite. Oh, and this
Gimbal.
What do they call it? What do they call it? It stays.
Gimbal.
Gimbal. Yeah.
Cap rig, yeah.
It's gimbal, which attaches straight to the kite.
Yeah, to the kite.
I put it on the pendulum.
Yeah.
Made out of an umbrella.
Hey, for 20 pounds, you can't go wrong with that.
No, I was, yeah, well, I was just beaten because I thought if I got one for 20 pounds, I'm sure somebody, maybe Laurence or somebody would like a kit.
All right,
But
thank you. Thank you for sharing that. And I'll just end up just sharing. India is one of my favorite places to fly kites, and I'll just share a couple pictures. And then we'll open it up for the last closeout here. So what happened?
No.
Hmm? Maybe not.
They love to be on your picture. Hmm?
Yeah, I got to figure out how to get that out of the way. And then get this in the way. But this is India. And just on the east coast of India. happened to be working there, and I did. The huge crowds of people would come up and want to, hold the kite line and participate.
This is Visakhapatnam,
This is Vizag,
Vizag. Yeah, that's what. Visakhapatnam.
and it was weird because right on that coast, they had a submarine tied up on the beach.
Yeah. That's true.
An old Russian submarine. But anyway, it was a wonderful place to do some cap. I was there for work, but in the evenings I had off, so put the kite up.
Very good.
But with that, I'll stop sharing. There's many more out there, but all right. So we have run over by 30 minutes. My apologies, but I think we had a good conversation. I think we'll go ahead and propose to close this out, but any last questions or thoughts before we wrap up?
No, just good to see you all.
Yeah.
Yeah,
See you
David
soon.
Springs.
this kind of started with Pierre asking, are there any cappers still active in the world? Or how many?
But Jim, you remember the previous KAPiZoom we did? We had quite a larger group.
Correct. Yeah, for the KAPiZoom in 2022, we probably had maybe 5 or 6 more, maybe 7 more cappers on this call. Yeah. But all right, with this, we'll end up the session. So thank you all. It was good to see faces again and meet some new ones. And I'll end with just keep flying kites and keep taking pictures.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay,
will do.
thank you.
Bye,
Thank you so
everyone.
much. Take
Bye,
care.
thank
night.
you.
See you soon.
Night.
Bye,
Thank
bye, bye.
you.
Good night.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye, bye.